6:20, welcome back in, everybody. It's time to take a look at your money this morning. So baseball is often called the great American pastime, but taking your family to a major league ballpark can quickly become a very expensive outing. In a recent study by sports betting site bookies.com, the average cost for a family of 4 to go to a major league ballpark is now over $225.
So that price right there, that's up 8.6% from last year. Now we'll tell you what you may expect to pay at some of those major league ballparks around the Midwest, as well as some tips on how you can keep your costs down.
And when we say we're going to tell you, we've got our financial advisor, Mark Grywacheski, joining us in studio to break it down. Good morning, Mark. How you doing?
Good morning to both of you, Joe, Emma. Yeah, let's talk baseball. We kind of spoke a little bit a few weeks ago about, the cost and expense of going to a World Cup game. Let's talk baseball.
Yeah. So what are some of the costs of going to a Major League Baseball game that went into this study?
Yeah, obviously one of the biggest variables at any Major League ballpark is the cost of tickets. For some premium seats, you can pay as much as $300 to $500 for a single ticket. But this study took a much more realistic approach. It took the average of the lowest ticket prices available for every regular season home game, but it also took some common costs that we also incur. The cost of parking, of two 20-ounce beers for the parents, two 16-ounce sodas for the kids, and 4 hot dogs. But what it didn't include, for example, if you live here in the Quad Cities and you want to go to a Major League Baseball game in Chicago, Milwaukee, or St. Louis, it doesn't include the cost of gasoline or stopping off at a restaurant along the way to grab a bite to eat or buying souvenirs at the ballpark. Those added costs can quickly increase that total cost of taking your family to a major league ballpark.
And it's funny when you mentioned the beers and the sodas, just like the things that everybody, just the popcorn and stuff like that.
We were talking a little bit earlier. I went to a White Sox game last week. It's almost $7 for a little bag of peanuts.
It makes you question whether you want the peanuts or not at that point. So, Mark, how does the cost for some of the local Midwest Major League ballparks compare for the rest of the league?
Prices vary extensively, from one Major League ballpark to the next. The average cost for a family of 4 at one of the 30 Major League ballparks is $225.90. Again, that includes the cost of 4 cheap tickets, parking, 2 beers, 2 sodas, and 4 hot dogs. The team or stadium with the highest cost, $413.16. By comparison, the cheapest place, Florida Marlins, $159.14. Of the 4 Midwest teams, the Chicago Cubs are the 4th highest cost in all of Major League Baseball. That family of 4 run you around $314. The South Side Chicago White Sox ranked 20th in Major League Baseball at $195. The Milwaukee Brewers ranked number 23 at $176, while the St. Louis Cardinals, actually one of the cheapest places to watch a Major League Baseball game. The Cardinals, for that family of 4, about $164.
Our guy Devin, he would have enjoyed to hear something like that. And the Dodgers, I'm not surprised though. I mean, LA, and then they're just continuing to add talent. They just got that pitcher from the Detroit Tigers. It was a school ball or something like that. My ESPN blew up.
I read a little bit about that in the paper.
They're a good team.
So, Mark, if somebody does want to take their family to a baseball game, but maybe wants to save some money, what advice do you have for them to keep those costs low?
Great question. Look, if you just want to go to a baseball game, minor league teams like the Quad City River Bandits are a much cheaper option. But if you do want to go to a major league game, there are a couple of ways to help save a little bit of money. First off, I would say try to be as flexible as possible. Weekday games tend to be much cheaper than games played on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. holiday. But also, certain games tend to be more expensive. For example, with the Chicago Cubs, rivalry games with the Milwaukee Brewers and St. Louis Cardinals tend to be more expensive. But also, when those big-name teams come to town, like the New York Yankees, the Boston Red Sox, the Los Angeles Dodgers, though that tends to make ticket prices higher as well. But prices do tend to fall after the summer vacation or holiday season. Kids are back in school and college, and there tends to be less demand for baseball tickets. And that lower demand often results in making tickets much more affordable for your family.
And you don't have to worry about one of those kids dropping that expensive popcorn on you.
That's right. Just all you have to really worry about is just try not to get beamed in the head by a baseball.
Make sure you bring your glove.
Bring your glove.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate you for being here. We'll see you again next Monday.
Great seeing both of you again. See you next Monday.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yep.
And we'll be right back after this short break.